At the end of our last video, we talked about a quick overview of the spreadsheet and ended up on this information tab where we talked about all the things that you can edit and what you cannot. And then finally, one of the most important things with the spreadsheet is talking about your sales tax, what you're collecting in terms of state and provincial sales tax, as well as the local sales tax. So for this example, I've just inputted our Ontario, Canada sales tax with no local sales tax rates. This affects our revenue as well as our expenses tab, which also in turn affects where that money is going in our accounts and also affects our profit, our net profit, gross profit, whatever it may be with our overview. So we added a quick job name to a customer named add as we put in here for the job names. Anything that we input here can then be found in the drop downs on the various tabs. So now that we've got our new job name of add, we can go to revenue and we can say that that person has paid us. And we're going to say on the 18th of August, 2020, following this month, day, year formula here is really important in terms of knowing what month these payments were made as well as expenses when we get to that. But we can now find add here that we added, and that will be categorized for that customer. We can choose the job type for this, and we can add to this on that information tab, and it will show up here. So if there's something different, some different service that we offer, we can choose that. And we're going to say $10,000 we were paid there. And as you can see, the state provincial sales tax, this is automatically calculated from that 13%. There was a 0% local sales tax rate, and that automatically calculates the revenue here from subtracting the sales tax from it. Now, in terms of account that it is going to be deposited in, we set our accounts in our accounts tab, and I highly recommend that you read the book Profit First by Sean Van Dyke, which goes through the different accounts that you should have set up in your business. But at the very least, you should have a checking and a tax account. These can be just two checking accounts, one for collecting money, and one where tax that you collect from the customer is automatically being transferred to. These are debits when they're coming in. And you can see that from our revenue, these have already been split up. So you can see that our total amount collected in our checking is $106,000. Now, if I go back to the revenue tab and I set this as deposited into our checking account, we can then come back to our accounts and see that that's gone up. We can also see that our tax has gone up because we collected tax on that. So the revenue that's coming from that sale automatically gets deposited into the account that you say, but the tax is automatically put into this tax account. So you know how much you owe to the government when you have to pay your taxes. Whether you follow these other rules with the Profit First accounts is up to you, and I've made changes to it in my business, and I've kind of made these other accounts whatever it may be in your business, but you can change that in the information tab, and you can change any of these accounts, whatever it may be, but the tax should always stay the same here, this taxable account. If you want to move money around manually in this spreadsheet, we've got the automatic ones that have a formula, but the manual ones you can use to move around. Debit is adding, credit is subtracting. So if I'm going to take money from my checking account to put in my payroll account, I'm going to go to the credit and it's going to be 10,000. You don't need to put the minus sign, just 10,000, and you're going to debit the payroll account. And there you have the money moved from here to here. That's the end of the revenue video and everything that we're going to talk about in terms of this revenue tab on the spreadsheet. Now you can go ahead and add notes to say that the customer owes $5,000 on that account, whatever you want to add in terms of note for that payment. But be sure to tune in to the next video when we get into the expenses tab of this.